Now, genre and sound are not the same thing. So I want you to imagine a pie. I want you to take your own pie of the genre that you're using instead of eating from another person's pie. This will allow you to develop your own sound and make sure you don't try to do what someone else does. But in this video, I'm going to show you what you need to do to create that genre, who this is for, how this is going to benefit you. Now, again, most producers have a lot of beats laying around. But if you could take any beat you made and separate it from the rest, what is so good about it? What do you feel that resonates? If you had to take it by itself, could it stand on its own? Probably doesn't hit the same anymore, does it? If you really think about it, a lot of the stuff we make is not ours. First thing I want you to do, I want you to create your own sound and stop using presets. It's severely holding you back from being great. Like, let me tell you, it really doesn't take that long, right? I make ambient, but in my own slice. I made a beat in 15 minutes by putting down a couple presets of my own. I made it myself, and I have people still coming to me asking how I made that. Boom, that's my own sound already. And the more creative you get with the presets, it's something that you can sell in a kit. As for artists, I'm gonna give you one more clue. I want you guys to take an EQ. Let's say you have an EQ, right? I want you to change the EQ a little bit every single beat that you rap on. Just changing the mix a little bit, and it's gonna give you a little bit of distinction. So where the EQ goes a long way for y'all. I've talked to a bunch of artists and they've given me that. Also, for producers, just change one thing in every beat. Don't use presets in this beat. Do use presets in this beat. Just decide not to use certain things. Try to use as little sounds as you can. That might be your style. You might just not know, but you gotta figure it out. It takes time, but it also takes confidence. Before you create your own sound, you want to realize that this is something that you want to stick to. This is the genre that you want to be a part of, because I'm talking about a subgenre which you're going to be creating after this video, and you want to stick to that and make sure it's something you appreciate and love so that you'll keep going at it. For example, everyone knows plug is a part of trap, right? But nobody calls it trap, they call it plug. It's the same way people call breakcore and not drum and bass. Nobody refers to it as that. They know it is, but it's not entirely that thing. And I'm not the only one who says this. Listen to Mexicocho, and he's gonna tell you about the time he created plug, and he did it with other people.
That plug, you stupid cool public boy shouted me like we all had something to do with it. So I'm laughing. I even take out full credit. That ain't in me.
Now I showed you this. You want to create your own genre now. How are you going to be able to do that when you're working off of someone else's back? Think about it, right? Pay attention to the sound you use in each beat. Maybe the guys you work with, right? They use snares a certain way. They use it in a certain pattern. They use it in a certain bounce. You switch up the bounce. You turn it from triplets to every bar. That might be something you do and it could work, but everyone likes something different. Maybe you don't use snare sounds. That's what makes your music so unique. Also, I'm going to recommend you find some people that you make music with and make sure that they're consistent like you, because if you stick with a sound and you keep going with it, you gotta have people that keep you going, because if you work with people who are not consistent, your sound is not gonna fully develop. I'll even tell you, when I started producing, I made pure boring type beats. I was introduced to ambient beats and I stuck with it, and I found a group of people who like ambient beats and I make them with them. Make what you want to make immediately and keep working on that sound, and just do the opposite of what I did. Think about the time you started producing. How long did it take you to make beats when you started off? 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours? I do wonder. It does take time to develop that style and be able to do that quick. Do you want to hear something insane? But what if I told you my favorite producer, Real Leva, has a message?
I think that if you just apply yourself to something like every day, for hours and hours, for like a whole, because at this point I've been working on music not all day, but like pretty much all day, every day for like almost a year. If you apply yourself like that, like some shit is gonna happen, and like shit is gonna snowball, because like people get lit even when they aren't working like 10-hour days, So when you put in that like 10 hours every day.
But I'll tell you right now that I was able to focus on my music 10 hours a day. You don't have to make music the whole entire day, but you can listen, you can make drums, you can listen to music, learn from that music, take notes on music theory. I even created this kit right here that's inspired by Shed Theory's sounds, and I can call it my own now. Nobody else has ever made anything like this in this kit right here. Y'all want to copy it? It's $10. Got a lot of value, and I'm using a lot of beats like these. And even going more in depth, there's other producers I know named Ivies and Chada Poet that have really blown up by just mixing like jerk, mixing ambient, mixing like trap all together to make some crazy beat. And I think you guys should do that too. You guys probably can do something I can't even do, which makes your music unique. Nobody should be able to replicate your time. No one should be able to do that, which is why it's your own. And speaking of practice that you put in, I want you to make goals every week to make sure you can get to that sound, that different type of understanding of what you want to make and how to make it every week. And this is literally gonna force yourself to keep going. I already mentioned that I spent 10 hours a day on producing, which is why I want to introduce you to this video right here, where I can help you avoid